Everybody, hello, hello. Glad to see so many folks popping in the room. I see some new faces actually today, all very exciting, and of course lots and lots of the regular old familiar faces. None of us are getting tired of each other. It's just a new day every day with the excitement of getting to see you. So hello to Deborah in Kentucky and Susan in Idaho, Betsy in DC, Patrice, hello. I don't remember where you're from. Alex, nice to see you. I'm not sure I've met you yet. Dennis in British Columbia, Dion in Massachusetts, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Jane coming all the way over from England. Great to see you. Terry, hello. Nice to see you. Martha in Oregon. Great to see you. Caroline, nice to have you. Karen in Arizona. Bonnie, also Idaho. Nice to see you. Nancy's Irish Cow coming in from Oregon, Washington State. Lynn in Connecticut. Dan in Virginia, Hindi in Toronto, John, nice to see you, I think coming in from Rhode Island, nice porch. Barry in Maryland, Carolyn in Idaho, Busy Graham, Executive Director of Carpe Diem Arts, our partner, coming in from Maryland. Ida, nice to see a little kiddo in the room again. Ida's coming in from Cambridge, Mass. Annette in California, nice to see you. And Storm coming in also from Mass. Mommy in New Jersey, nice to see you, Mommy. And, oh, Colin's mommy. I love when my mom and Colin's mom are right next to each other. Hi, guys. Colin's mom's coming in from Chicago. Lisa in Indiana. Natalie, nice to see you. And lots of other folks who don't have video on. It's great to see all of you. And sorry, I'm not calling you out by name, but I'm really glad you're with us today. Hello also to everybody out there on Facebook Live. We're really glad you're here too. Before I forget, if you could put your state or your chat, if you're new to us, into the chat box here or on Facebook. We love knowing where everybody's coming from. We are still trying to get our missing 7 states. So here's hoping somebody's coming in today from somewhere. So welcome to the Washington Rebels Carpe Diem Arts Daily Antidote of Song. We are doing this every day at noon and have been for 164, I lost count, 64 or 5 days. Every day coming here, singing together at noon, helping ourselves to ease some of the isolation blues or isolation anxiety, but also increasingly singing and thinking about issues of racial and social injustice as things have become more and more, well, just to put it bluntly, nutsy out there. So it's really, really good to have this space to come in here and think about ways to help make the globe a little less nutso. So couple quick notes. There's a donate link in the chat box. All of the money that comes in goes directly to the song leaders. So we thank you in advance for any contributions you're able to make. My email is also in the chat box. You can email me if you want to be on our daily email list or if you have questions or suggestions. And I want to thank Colin K. Bills, Washington Rebels production director, for being in this room day after day with me and running tech and helping with programming and the whole bit. It's a really, really great, lovely thing to be able to share this with him. So before I say anything else, I'm going to just note that this is a special week because we are partnering this week with the Library of Congress American Folklife Center on our Archive Challenge Week. So it's been a really exciting week. Someone wrote yesterday and said it's a little bit like having a folklore degree class right here in the Daily Antidote. And I did actually suggest maybe we'll have another week in the future and just call it Folklife 101 or something. So with us today in the room is the amazing, unfathomable dictionary and encyclopedia, Steve Winnick. And he is from the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress. Steve is going to co-host with me today. Steve, take it away. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, folks. As Joe said, I'm Steve Winnick of the Library of Congress American Folklife Center. And we're the library's Folklore Archive and Study Center, officially so designated by Congress. So we are placed there by the government in order to preserve and present folklife, specifically American folklife, but because we have people from every country in the world here, it encompasses a global scope. So we have stuff in the archive from all over the world. And so a few years ago, we had this idea of continuing to engage artists with our archive. So it's true that ever since the founding of the archive, professional musicians have accessed the materials in there and played songs from the archive. So as an example, Leadbelly was actually kind of a field worker for the archive. He worked with John Lomax, and they collected a song called Rock Island Line, which Leadbelly then played himself, and it ended up being, for example, the first song on Johnny Cash's first LP. So material from the archive has been out there in the world of popular music forever. But we thought, wouldn't it be cool to encourage this directly? So my partner in crime, Jennifer Cutting, came up with the idea of the Archive Challenge, which was that we would specifically ask musicians to learn materials from the archive and to perform their song at a special showcase at the Folk Alliance International Conference. And the great thing about that collaboration is that it gives the artists an extra showcase at Folk Alliance, which is something they're trying to do for their own careers, at the same time as it helps us present our materials from the archive. So we went ahead and did that for the first time in 2015, and it was so successful that we've done it every year since. You know, what this produces is videos of these musicians performing their songs, which then go on the Library of Congress website. So one artist who has performed in this archive challenge twice is SaulPaul, and he's going to be joining us today. So I should just say, you know, we at the American Folklife Center are really gratified and happy to be working with both Washington Revels and Carpe Diem Arts on this collaboration. We just thought, what a great, when we heard about the Daily Antidote of Song, we thought this would be another great way to get our archive challenge materials out there. And so we approached them, and that's how we came up with this idea. So we are now going to work with SaulPaul, who is a great artist from Texas, and he does his own style of music. He can describe it however he wants. It incorporates everything from folk to rap. It's great stuff, and he's interpreted 2 of our songs, including the one he's going to play today, which is Deo, the Banana Boat song, and he's going to tell you more about that. So I'm going to turn you over to SaulPaul.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see, I like to see faces. Oh, is this, oh, y'all got away. Let me see. I have to click through. So we're like, what do they call it? Webinar mode, the fancy mode, when everybody
Right.
sees me, but I don't get to see you. Yeah, I like to see faces. Like.
So actually, if you want to try and see everybody's faces, there's a little button on your screen that is a circle with like a little checkerboard in it. If you hit that,
Gallery.
hello, everybody wave to SaulPaul because now you can see us.
There we go. It's official. We're in the building now. All right.
All right.
It doesn't work. It's like, for me, it doesn't work unless I get to see you. Now the tables have been turned because you thought you would watch me for the next few moments and not get to see you. So, Terry, I need a smile from you. Terry Shaw. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, Terry. So, yeah, the pressure is on, people. Let me scroll through. Okay, that was it. Oh, I even see my wife here. Shout out to Bianca Neal. All right, perfect. Here we go. Check it out. So I'm doing a song today called the Banana Boat song. I guess maybe it's called Deo, Banana Boat. That's a whole different Zoom call, the debate of what's the actual name of the song. All I know is, or what I really know is that it was written and performed by a hero of mine, Harry Belafonte. And that's why I chose the song, because he's an artist. He's an artist and an activist. And so I want to be like him when I grow up. So when I was going through the archive and selecting music, trying to figure out what to do, 1, I chose that song because he's amazing. 2, because it's a great song. And 3, because it allows itself to be open to so much interpretation. Now, I'm going to reimagine it. It'll be a fun time. I'll be playing my guitar. I'll be singing. I'll throw in some spoken word. And you can't tell, but I'm in my studio and I have some different little tools around me. And one of those tools is a loop pedal. It allows me to record stuff. So that, so if you see me like playing, like say I played the guitar and I stopped, and then the guitar stopped. If you see me play the guitar and I stop and it keeps going, I wasn't lip syncing. I wasn't being like Milli Vanilli, it's just that I was using my loop pedal that you can't see. How about we do that part first? I'm gonna build this track here in front of us. And the guitar continues. Okay. I'm gonna go for this acoustic feel, so I could have brought a band in, I could get a bass guitar. I like to use vocal percussion. That's what I really like about folk. Like, musicians back in the day didn't have a bunch of fancy tools. They had what they had, and their body was part of it. So I'm gonna add like a little bass line to this with my voice. Let's see. Listen, you probably start to hear it. Now, there's going to be a part of the song. I'm just going to bring it up real quick, let everybody see it. Then I want to go back to all the beautiful faces. So, Colin, can you pop up that slide for me? Because there's a part of the song that you play, or whoever has, there we go. So, some background. The Banana Boat song is a traditional Jamaican folk song, right? Where it really came from is, it was a work song from the point of view of the workers, and when they got off work, so everybody knows the famous part, daylight come and me want to go home. That's because they wrote it, it was written like, yeah, I'm done, I want to go home. So that's your part of the song. I think we can all relate, we've all had a job at some point. We've all been done, and we've all been ready to go. Okay, so it has some lyrics. I want you to see these lyrics because we're gonna remix those. Like, as I'm talking through, it's something like, right? You work all night, wanna drink a rum, and then daylight come and me wanna go home. And they were like stacking bananas, like till the morning come. Daylight come and me wanna go home. And then they had a supervisor, but they didn't call them supervisors back then. They call him the tally man, the one that would come count all the bunches. That's why it says, come Mr. Tally Man, tally me banana, it's like, so I can clock out. And we know the 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. All right, Colin, you can take that down now. I want to see everybody's face. And when I point to y'all, I'm from Texas, I say y'all. When I point to y'all, you say your part, which is, daylight come and me wanna go home. Okay, here we go, wait for it. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. There we go, I love it. We are, Carolyn, I see you, sister. She is singing her heart out, I love it. You're on mute, but please believe I can still hear you. All right, so let's do it. Hey, Mr. Oh, I forgot some percussion. I want to add some percussion to this, so watch this. Hey, there it is. You can snap with me, you can sing with me, you can bounce with me. Shout out to Bonnie. I see you, Bonnie. Bonnie is bouncing. It's all in the neck right there, like, hey, hey. Ida. Okay, Ida for the win. Ida on top of the world. I see you with that Zoom background. I see you. Okay, perfect. Dan, just feel it. Dan, just feel it. Dan's trying to keep up. Don't keep up, Dan. Let it go. I'm everywhere. Here we go. Check it out. Hey. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. All right, now check this part out. Same part. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Hey, I love it. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Okay. So now I'm about to do a remix, a part that I wrote. I'll perform that. You can keep doing what you do. You'll be like, I don't remember those lyrics. That's because I wrote these. All right, check it out. Especially with what's going on in the world right now. I think we need more love, less division, more community and unity. So I'm going to speak to that. Check it out. Question. We're all human, right? Then we should all have basic human rights. And if I'm doing right, and if I'm doing well, I probably shouldn't sit and watch my neighbor fail. We can all prevail. We can all succeed. But I gotta be the change. I must be the lead. So I guess I lend a helping hand. Show love to my neighbor and help them stand. daylight, hold up, they fight, that's not right. Daylight, yeah, we like, and we love, hey. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight's come and me wanna go home. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight's come and me wanna go home. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. You look great. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Okay, this is my favorite part. Hey, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. 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 Give it up for yourselves.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all were awesome and amazing. That was so fun. That energized me. I needed that. Let's chat. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Wow, SaulPaul, that was outrageous. I saw so many happy bouncing people in this room. Thank you so much for bringing us that energy. And I said this to you earlier, but like that whole rhythm, somehow it feels exactly like it's supposed to be, even though we're all used to the traditional sort of Belafonte version. When Saul started playing it, SaulPaul started in the sound check, it was like, oh yeah, of course. Like, of course that's what it's supposed to do. So I think that means you really hit home with that one. Thank you so much, Steve. I'm going to turn it back to you.
All right. Well, thanks so much, SaulPaul. That was fantastic, and I like putting your social message into the song, because the song, of course, carries its social message through the context, right? Through the fact of its history and being used by workers in the position that they were in. But that's not always obvious from performances of the song. You have to kind of know something about it. So you sort of put that front and center in your version of the song. And what was your thinking behind that?
No, that was it exactly. It's funny, the song is like, it's a classic. Everyone knows it. It was in Beetlejuice. It's everywhere. And it has this energy and this buoyancy. So you think, yes, this is great. But the truth is it was mired in struggle. And so I just wanted to bring that back. And I mean, that's what I do in my work all the time anyway. And I like to deal with weighty issues. But even as I deal with those, I do it with joy and a smile. So it just felt right for the way I approached it and brought the lyrics to it, because I do that anyway.
It sounded great. So tell us a little bit more about yourself as an artist.
I'm an artist, activist, musician with the message. I'm based in Austin, Texas. That's where I like to say that's where I was musically birthed, because I was born in Houston, Texas. I reside in Austin, Texas, and I have this unique backstory. I'm very passionate. I dedicate my work to being a youth leader, a youth speaker, and a musician who makes music for children. Myself as a child, I didn't have a family. Or I should say I didn't have a father. My father was gone. Never met him. And my mother passed away in a car accident when I was 3 years old. I was in foster care, but I had an amazing grandmother who adopted me. She showed me what love was. I didn't know it then, right? She showed me so much love. She just felt like my mama. I never called her grandmother, just mama. And she's why I am who I am now. Like, she always served other people, always looked out for other people. And that's a key part of what I do with the work that I do. And so I love to entertain, inspire, and empower through music.
All right. How do you describe your music? Because it's different, it uses sampling and looping and everything, but it's kind of folky and it's kind of rap. So what's your way of telling people about it?
Well, I'll hop into the predetermined boxes. The ones I check off are rapper, singer, songwriter, folk. There was a season when I used to say acoustic hip hop, and now I've kind of transcended to the place, in life. I see everybody here. It's please believe it's a compliment. The goal is to grow old. That's a whole different Zoom, because people don't get that. The good die young, not really. Like, if you do it right, you get to live long. So
right.
I want to live long. But because of that, and then I realize if you do stuff and you get to a certain point, then you can just be like, I don't care. That's why I think I like being around older people, because they're bosses. They're like, dude, I paid dues. And so I'm at the point in my musical career, I'm not old, but I don't kind of have to pick anymore, because the music gets to speak for itself. So I just say I'm a musician with the message.
Awesome. Well, one thing that we love at the archive at the American Folklife Center is that you were working with this song that Harry Belafonte made popular. One thing that we kind of treasure is we found a clipping. So Harry Belafonte at the time in the 1950s, he started at a time when there were sort of two dueling revivals going on. There was a calypso thing and a folk thing, and they were related. So people like the Kingston Trio, they're called the Kingston Trio because they were trying to draw on that calypso thing that was also going on. They're named after Kingston, Jamaica. And so Harry Belafonte started in the midst of that, and he was interested in both this calypso music and also kind of folk music, you know, acoustic folk music. And he used to come to the archive all the time. And we actually have a clipping from the 1950s where he says that our archive at the Library of Congress was his favorite place in the world. So we really treasure that. And the head of our archive at the time was a woman named Ray Corson, and she kept a signed photo of Harry Belafonte at her desk until she retired. She took it with her, apparently. It's not at the library anymore, but people who knew her remember this photo. So, you know, we love Belafonte, and he was such an important activist as well as being, you know, an important artist. So tell us about your connection to him, and then we'll have you sing the chorus one more time.
Yeah, the connection to Belafonte, I just think I love it that he was African-American. He was a leader. He's a male. He succeeded in the entertainment industry, and he made sacrifices. There were times when there was a line in the sand and he could have chose to do one thing or another thing. And it might have personally hurt him with some of the choices that he made, but he put the people first.
Yeah.
And that really stood out. Like we shared off screen, maybe you just mentioned it, but like he hosted the Tonight Show.
Right.
And when he hosted the Tonight Show, he brought in MLK.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's controversial at that point. I mean, MLK is a legend to us now. Y'all know better than me. That was in his life, he was vilified. So here he is. He has this platform, but yet he gives it to this other individual who uses it to uplift. And that always spoke to me. That's how I want to live my life. That's how I live my life. And I'm not scared of success. I want to continually succeed so that I can have influence and then use that influence to uplift others. And so that's the connection.
Yeah, it was amazing. He hosted the Tonight Show for 1 week in 1968. Johnny Carson gave him the chair for the whole week. And two of the people he had on were Martin Luther King Jr. and Bobby Kennedy. And of course, both of them were assassinated within a year of their being on the show. So they wouldn't have, they would never have been on the Tonight Show had it not been for that week of Belafonte doing it. And it's become a very significant thing. I mean, one of the things that you can see in that footage is most people see Martin Luther King Jr. and he's very serious because he's giving his speeches, but he was so chatty and humorous and just human in that interview. So it's just one of the things that you can look for on the internet. You can find that footage, I'm sure.
I'm trying to get chatty like that.
You're doing great, man.
Because like Karen Klug said, I see in the chat, Karen Klug said, let's have SaulPaul host the Tonight Show. I'm Team Karen. No.
All right.
I'm also very passionate about what I do. Thank you. I'm just public. I have an interview after this, but I like to be present in the moment. So I'm gonna have to push the other interview back because I can't just dip out of here. So it is what it is. I'm accompanying. I'm getting accustomed to Zoom. In the real world, that's how I move. I'm like, I'm here now. I'll be at the next place, and I'm at the next place.
All right. Well,
I don't want to truncate anything improperly.
All right. Well, we are going to let you go, but we do ask you to just sing the chorus one more time for us. Get us singing one more time before you go. Could you do that?
I can.
All right.
The benefit of those, there we go. Kathleen was on it. I started talking before I gave you talk. She's in the band. We back. We back. I love it. Hey, I'm gonna scroll through. I'm gonna take my time, live my moment. Hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna be me. Like, Ida, can you hear me? Can you wave at me, Ida? The square that says Ida. Can you unmute your mic? Can you talk to me? One more time. There we go.
Hi.
Hello, Ida. You win. You apparently win the youngest participant, youngest audience member award. I didn't want to finish without highlighting you. Tell us about yourself.
I have been here because of Joe, because we've gone to Pinewoods Family Week in Plymouth. I live in Massachusetts.
How old are you?
I'm 10, and I'm Polish too.
10, Polish, live in Massachusetts. 10, Polish, live in Massachusetts. And was that Plymouth Week?
The camp is in Plymouth. It's called Pinewoods Family Week.
Well, thank you for joining. I've been vibing off of everyone else's energy as well as yours. Not only are you the future, you are now. I like to always encourage young people, like, life doesn't start when you graduate, like when you get older. Like, you can do great things right now. I want you to be the change. You're gonna always stand out. So, okay, cool. So let's bring it back. I think I might even do a freestyle. Since we're bringing it back, let me see here. Steve, I'm not out of order. Like I said, man, I'm like, I like to engage. This is what I do. Like, I don't perform. I create community. So it doesn't even feel right if I just sing music and go. So let me see. I need 2 other volunteers that can, when I ask the question, you can turn your mic off and talk to me, because when we do the last refrain, I'm going to make up a song on the spot using words or feedback that I get from you. Okay, I just got to go ahead and do it. I think it's Lisa. Yep, Lisa. What do you like about the Antidote? I don't know how to say it right. Antidote, the Antidote song, like this series.
It
Perfect.
gives me something to do every day at 12 noon, and singing is so joyful. It gives you a joyful part of your day with a song in your head for the whole day to sing throughout the day. I love it. I encourage everyone to come every day.
Thank you. Well, I'm a new consistent participant. My last guest will be Susan in Idaho, because I don't think I've met anybody from Idaho before, though their football team has a cool football field.
Right. We're kind of embarrassed by how famous the football field is. But we've got a core of people who care about what's going on in the world and want to help make it a better place. And we feel very energized by this series. And thank you for being a guest.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Energized. That's the takeaway I get from that one. So energized, Lisa, I don't know, daily. Just, you'll hear it in the song, and then we have Ida. Okay, cool. Y'all can go back on mute. I'm going to play the music. We're going to snap it up, sing the hook. And if you pay attention, you'll hear me highlight some of the things that we just experienced together. You know what? Hey, I might even do a remix, because when you're at work and you don't like it that much, like Banana Men, who had to work all night and move like 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunches and get paid by the banana. But me, I love doing what I do, right? So I don't want to go home. I just want to go on. You know, so I want to go on. All right, so but we'll do the original. Let me see. See, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. One more time, say, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. One more time, hey, say, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Now watch the remix. Steven and Joe, I need to go, but I don't want to go home. Steven and Joe, yeah, I said I need to go, but I don't want to go home. Remix, shine like I'm supposed to do. Even through the Zoom, I still feel close to you. People be like, yeah, but I'm a doer myself, just like Ida, he's up in Beantown, from Massachusetts. Watch how I do this. Susan, yeah, I think she's in Idaho. Where that's at on the map? Hey, I don't know. It's in the middle somewhere. I'm at the bottom. Check it out, back and forth like slalom. Smiling, yep, I got him. Lisa in the building, I spotted her, and you can see me. And right now we're all dreaming in 3D. Look at Mary Eagle, yes, she's bouncing her shoulders. Shout out to anyone that lives by Boulder. That's Colorado. This is for all of my people and my vatos. I got you, yeah, and I got those that aren't here. So we gonna take it out one more time so they can hear. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight's come and we want to go home. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Last time, said, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Thank y'all so much.
Whoa, wow, that was completely amazing. And you seriously had me almost crying, and I'm trying not to cry. You made me so happy. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. What an incredible time. And you made us all feel even more here than this program does every day anyway. You really brought it home that we are all together. Thank you, SaulPaul, so much. And I just want to shout out SaulPaul for his own activism, kind of in the footsteps of Harry Belafonte. He is out there making a difference and making a change every day. And we're really grateful to you for your music, for all the work you do with youth. And I know you've got an interview, so please give them our apologies.
You reminded me of something though, Joe. You're awesome. I love your energy. Steven, you're awesome. Love your energy.
We love you, man.
You might be doing the thing tomorrow. That's gonna be pretty awesome. But I do want to highlight, you reminded me, we actually have a challenge right now. It's called the Be the Change Challenge. For all the details, you can go to btckids.live. That's the website. Bianca will probably put it in the chat. It's like www.btc, like Be the Change, btckids.live. That's the website. It has the details, but basically it's a 30-day challenge where we're just challenging people to do something nice, kind, be the change for 30 days, whether it's leave a note for the post person, smile at somebody, wave at somebody, pack a sandwich with you when you leave. Like, I just want to inspire kindness and random acts of it because it makes a difference. So you should join it, pass it along. We've had so many cool things. Tell somebody else about it. We've had schools take it on, communities take it on. So we'd love for you to join. My goal is to get 1 million people to participate. Right now we're at a couple hundred.
All right, well, we're going to hope that everybody who watches this now in the room and on Facebook Live joins in, because that is a really noble challenge. Can we all give SaulPaul a very big, huge daily Antidote of Song hug like we do? Let's give him a hug because he's all the way over there and we're all the way over here. SaulPaul, we love you, and that was amazing. Thank you again for being here.
Hey, I love it. Kathleen for the win.
There you go. All right, so whenever you have to clock out, you just go ahead and do it, and I'm going to start saying goodbye to people, but we hope we